Hello, my basset hound friends and my sexiest lemon pie cuties. Mark the Punk Gamer, a.k.a. Markapunk here. I'm still delving in the depths of the dark side of metal, which is a black metal band called Goatwhore. You heard me right. I am ranking them worst to best in this one to start off this 2024 year of studio album rankings. I'm looking forward to this ranking because this is my first time ranking them. And there's 8 in total of their main ones. And I ditched my eye for a second there. And I'm looking forward to this ranking. Ranking them worst to best of the Goatwhore studio albums. Worst to best. I'm going to start off with my number 8th least favorite out of all of them. It's going to be Vengeful Ascension album. Vengeful Ascension. This one did not click for me out of the 8, in my opinion. So, yeah, this one didn't click for me as my least favorite Goatwhore album. The 4 memorable songs I do like from this one, at least, is Under the Flesh Into the Soul, Chaos Arcane, Abandon, Incarnation, Mankind Will Have No Mercy, and Have No Mercy. And that's it for this album. So, yeah, this one's my least favorite. This one didn't really click for me. And it's not dark enough for me to be deliciously evil. But anyway, my number 8 is definitely Vengeful Ascensions. My number 7 is going to be Carving Out the Eyes of God. This one, I think, it's not dark enough yet for the rest of the Goatwhore albums. That's not one of them. This is my second least favorite out of all of them. The songs I do like from this album that I think are pretty good is Apocalyptic Havoc, Shadow of a Rising Knife, In Legions I Am Wars of Wrath, Reckoning of the Soul Made Godless, and lastly, this Passing into the Power of Demons. Yeah, 5 songs I like from this one. This is another decent one I can listen to. At least it's a little bit passable for a Goatwhore album, but it's passable, I guess. But my overall thoughts, yeah, it's pretty not there yet. But my number 7 is going to be Carving Out the Eyes of God. My number 6 for me is going to be Blood for the Masters. Overall, I really wanted to like this one because the album art cover looks beautifully amazing when the blood comes out of the arm. Awesome. And I really want to like this. I almost did. I think it's a pretty good one in my opinion. This is a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs I do like from this album. This is a good one. It's not superb. Almost superb. But Collapse and Internal Worth, When Steel and Bone Meet, in Deathless Tradition, Judgment of the Bleeding Crown, Embodiment of This Bitter Chaos, Death to the Architects of Heaven, and An End to Nothing, and lastly, My Name is Frightful Among the Believers. And yeah, it's on my number 6. It's a good album. It almost made it to my top when I first listened to this one. I do like the album art cover. It really speaks to me, though, overall. And it's really awesome. So my number 6 for me is going to be Blood for the Master. My number 5 in this middle of my ranking of Goatwhore albums is actually going to be Funeral Dirge for the Rotting Sun. This is another album I almost liked as well. It's in the middle of my ranking. So, yeah, this one is good as well. It's my last one. Almost good for me. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks I do like from this. So, Sacrament of Emptiness and Despair. Great opening instrumental to this album. Awesome. Vengeance of Demonic Fury. The serpent that enslaves what is worshipped. Chanting bells of funeral anguish. Sky Inferno. A Closure Infinity. An Avocation to the Obsidian Moon instrumental is a good one. As the Sun Turns to Ash. And lastly, The Black Art of Deception. This is another album I almost liked as well. And this one has a little bit more entertainment in this one, and more blackness and darkness and evil. And it's at my middle number 5 here. So that's where I'm going to stick it at. So my number 5 is going to be Funeral Dirge for the Rotting Sun. All 4 of these Goatwhore albums, I really do like these top 4. And I like all the tracks on these ones. So, ooh, this gets deliciously evil for me in my top 4 of the Goatwhore albums. So, my number 4th pick for this one, I like all tracks in. It's definitely Construction Rage of the Merciless. Yes, this one. This one I think is a damn good one from them. Very good, very evilish and darkish. And I'm going to name all 10 tracks of this one. Poisonous Existence's Reawakening. Unraveling Paradise. Baring Teeth for Revolt. Reanimated Sacrifice. Heaven's Crumbling Walls of Pity. Cold Earth Consumed in Dying Flesh. FBS. Nocturnal Conjuration of the Accursed. Sometimes I'm messing up, guys. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce this track 9 name because I do like this. I like track 9, don't worry. I can't pronounce it. I don't want to dare pronounce this because I don't know this language. And lastly, Externalize This Hidden Savagery. To me, this is a damn good, darkest black album ever made from Goatwhore. This is at my number 4, though. It's still a good one, in my opinion. So my number 4th is going to be Constructing Rage of the Merciless. My number 3, Bronze Darkest Album. I think this one takes the top out of this one. It's called Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven. Such an exquisite and evil and darkest name from this one. And there's 12 tracks I do like from this one, all of them. And Invocation 3 instrumental opening is good. Born of Satan's Flesh. The Bestowal of Abomination. Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven. Death from Above. Ruinous Liturgy. I messed that up a little bit, but that's okay. Victory is the Lightning of Destruction. Vicarious Blood Fixation. The Devil's Warlords. Weight of the Soulless Heart. Nahil. And I Was Delivered from the Wound of Perdition. Yeah, this is my number 3 darkest evil in my ranking of the Goatwhore albums. And I'm gonna comfortably let that sit in my number 3 position. My bronze medal winner is going to be Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven. Alright, my Basset Hound friends and my sexy lemon pie cuties. I couldn't figure out which one is going to be my top number 1. This is the hardest for me I ever picked for this ranking. Because because I like the top 4 here. I just don't know which one could be in my top, which ones are my number 4. It's all mixed around. But I'm going to put my number 2 silver medal winner for this one. And it's going to be The Eclipse of Ages into Black. Their very first Goatwhore album. This is a really evil, really good, damn evil black metal debut album they made. It's sickeningly awesome, in my own opinion. But it's at my number 2 silver medal winner. I still love the shit out of this one. So 15 tracks. Had to itch my nose. I don't know why. Because it kept itching. Alright, yes. I like all 15 tracks. So I'll name them out. Nocturnal Holocaust. Lair of the Nozdround. Desolated Path to Apocalyptic Ruin. The Beauty and Suffering. Deliciously good name. As the reflection slowly fades. All the Sins. Satan's Millennium. Upon this deathbed of cold fire. Gravedom. Invert the Virgin. Perversions of the Ancient Goat. Into a Darker Sun. Like it already is dark that I'm talking about it. Under a Dark God. Well, it's already dark in this one. We need a dark god with it. Commanding the legions of hell. Graveyards and dead angels. Yeah, I like all the tracks in this one. This is a really good one. Really good debut Goatwhore album from them. I think it's sickeningly awesome and evil. But it's going to be at my number 2 silver medal winner. It's going to be The Eclipse of Ages into Black. And a lot of you Goatwhore fans going to be really disappointed what my number 1 gold medal winner is out of all 8 of these. I have to make a good decision for this one. And it's going to be a Haunting Curse album. This one. I think this is the most evilest, darkest, best Goatwhore album they made, in my own personal, controversial opinion from me. I think this one is the best one out of the 8. It's really hard for me to choose my best hound friends and my sexy little bike kitties. Yeah, A Haunting Curse is my top favorite, my number 1 gold. And all 11 tracks I like. Where the scars of testimony, bloodletting upon the cloven hoof. Alchemy of the Black Sun Cult. My eyes are the spears of chaos. In the narrow confines of defilement. Forever consumed oblivion. A haunting curse. ... A silence marked by the breaking of bone. Diabolical submerge of rebirth. Of ashen slumber instrumental. And lastly, I avenge myself. My number 1 gold medal Goatwhore studio album, I think, is this one, A Haunting Curse. And that's going to be my final, unless I have to go back to re-rank this, if they ever release a 9th one in the future. Who knows what the future would hold for this band. But anyway, this is my number 1 gold medal winner. It's definitely A Haunting Curse. And I hope you enjoyed this new studio album ranking of Goatwhore albums. Studio albums worst to best. And I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Subscribe to me if you haven't. Click the bell to get notified of my next video. to get all my notifications whenever I'll upload. Also, share and like this studio album ranking of Goatwhore studio albums. Worst to best. So I get more views and more subscribers. And I will see you, my best at home friends, and my sexy little pie cuties, on my next upcoming studio album rankings. Seizure later.